has been a jam-packed day. Thanks to you that have soldiered through the whole day. Thanks to you that have joined for this evening performance. And thanks to those that are going to come later on. We'll thank them later. Up next, thank you for showing up for a staged reading of Jabril's Chains, written by Beals. Personally, for me, Jabril's Chains is very special because it's one of the, it was, I think, my first experience, second experience with Stowe Point. And it is a part of our Playwrights from the Inside series. How the Playwrights from the Inside series started was that Brian and the men at the Dixie Correctional Center started a writing group, and they had been writing poetry and started writing plays. They essentially started their own theater company, and they were creating materials. And they were in communication with Dr. Christy Billups about the text, and Dr. Billups said, well, I'll reach out to some folks that I know and maybe we can see what can happen. So she emailed Carmen and Lisa and said that, hey, I have some scripts that you guys can look at. And Carmen and Lisa said, yes, let's look at them. Carmen and Lisa got them and were like, great, we're gonna do a reading series. And that's how we ended up here. How we usually run the Playwrights from the Inside series is, we invite artists to join us to read the plays. It's usually a first read. They get the script in advance to go through if they would like. But it is usually, I just got so distracted. But it is usually a first read. And it gives a very honest reaction to the text. It is an opportunity for the audience to give feedback to the writer as well about their work, which was a very unique experience for Brian and the men because they weren't getting feedback on their work from the outside. So it added another element of collaboration also. Jabril's Chains, we've also committed to furthering our relationship with Brian and with Mud Theater Project, and we are expanding it into a workshop that's going to be combined into a mentor-mentee program over the summer and over the course of the next year, and hopefully into next year. Ideally, we turn this into a full production. We have big dreams. And these are just some of the tiny steps we are taking towards it. So if you want to chat afterwards about how you can join on that process, please let us know. Otherwise, please enjoy the reading of Jabril's Chains by Brian Beals.
Ooh, come on, highlighter. Come on.
Jabril's Chains by Brian Beals. Characters: the Williams family. Jabril Williams, 26 years old, black male. Mama, 46 years old, Jabril's mother. Jalil Williams, 9 years old, Jabril's son. Andre Williams, 24 years old, Jabril's brother. Statesville, old head Ed, 71 years old, Jabril's cellie and mentor. County Jail Bullpen, Ken, young repeat offender. Old school, repeat offender. Beat man, late 20s, makes beats in the bullpen. Prisoners 1, 2, and 3. Kenya Green, Jabril's lawyer. Mr. Smith, top prosecutor. Mr. Levy, assistant prosecutor. Ms. Ward, assistant prosecutor. Jabril's Chains, Act 1, Scene 1. Setting: a prison visiting room. It's a place where the outside and inside worlds intersect. The din of the room oscillates between the initial cheer of loved ones greeting each other to the time-measured moment of forced separation. Jabril checks in at the raised platform that serves as both an observation point and an officer's check-in desk. He sees his mother and son sitting in their assigned seats. He flashes a warm smile and approaches.
What's up, little man? Give me a hug.
Hug your dad.
Hi, Daddy.
Give him a little more time to warm up, Jabril. It's a long ride down, and he's tired from the trip. Besides, I told you he doesn't like going through the search.
I understand, Mama. I know it's hard on both of you. It's like entering another world.
They all take a seat.
How have you been?
I've been okay, Mama. What about you?
I've I've been okay, you know, working hard, trying to stay afloat.
Aren't you about ready to retire yet?
I'm not tired out to you. Mm-mm. And what would those people do without me in there telling them what to do?
They're not putting you in the
Because then they would have to pay me more. But don't you worry, I only do enough work to match what they pay me.
What about you, John? You got a job yet?
No.
Then you gotta get one so your grandma can retire.
Big Mama, do I gotta get a job?
Boy, your daddy's just messing with you. Your big mama is the one whose job it is to take care of you.
Big Mama, can I get some cookies?
John, we just sat down. Let's wait a while so we can all eat together.
Big Mama, I'm hungry, please.
Do you remember how to use it? Okay,
Yes,
don't buy nothing else but cookies, okay?
Jalil takes the card and goes to the vending machine.
Ma, you're spoiling that boy. And you know I'm trying to get Jalil to respect me as a parent. The only time I get to be a father is when you bring him out here. I need your support. I don't need you to undermine me.
I know that. I wanted him to go to the machine so I could get a few minutes to talk with you about Andre.
What's wrong with Andre?
Well, I found out that boy dropped out of college last spring. All this time I've been thinking he's there. Did you know?
Mama, I didn't know. So wait, he didn't finish his junior year last spring?
See, that's what I want to know. See, I confronted him about it, and he said he got everything under control. Now, I hope that boy is getting out there running the streets like all those other boys trying to sell them.
No, Ma, Andre's too smart for that. Don't worry about that. Well, we gotta trust him. If he said he got things under control, then we have to believe him.
That's easy for you to say, Jabril. You didn't see all the mess going on out there. Those young boys out there don't respect nothing. It's like they're from a foreign country. I mean, I'm so worried about Andre.
He's gonna walk his own path, Mom. Andre always has.
But that's not all. I mean, he's got this new tattoo on his face. It's an image of someone gripping prison bars. Did he talk to you about that?
Nah, I haven't seen Andre in over a year. And when I call him, it's like he don't want to talk about nothing serious. Well, you know how he used to talk. That's why I write him so much. He understands how the system works. That's why I don't believe he's out there doing something stupid. Andre is smart, Mom. Just give him time. He's gonna tell you what's going on. Give him time to figure things out.
He's 22 years old, Jabril. These days, he ain't got time to figure. He ain't got time to figure things out. That mark on his face makes him a target. It's gonna get him either arrested or killed by the police.
Big Mama, who gonna get hit by police?
Are you afraid of police, John?
A little.
That's okay. The truth is, they're a little scared of us too.
Why are they scared of us?
You're a little scared of the dark, ain't you?
Yeah,
Why?
because I can't see.
John, because of our darkness, the police can't see us. They can't see the little boy you are or the man you're going to grow up to be. I don't want you to be afraid to face your fears, John. I want you to be the bigger man. Don't ever run from the police.
Listen to your dad.
John, I know you are going through a lot of changes right now. You're growing up, and it's time for you to take on more responsibilities. Part of that is deciding what kind of man you're going to be. You're not going to be a man ruled by fear. You understand that, John?
I understand that.
Good. Have you been doing more around the house to help your mom out?
Yeah, Daddy, I've been doing my chores and my homework. Plus, I've been helping Mama friend Hector remodel our kitchen.
Hector's a friend that Lisa met working at the post office.
Daddy, Hector is showing me how to lay tiles and build cabinets.
Yeah, you learned all that, huh?
Hector's a good man.
Yes, I am.
He came over and patched a leak in my roof last week.
Sounds like this Hector is really fitting in good.
Sometimes Hector come over really early before I get up and fixes me and Mama breakfast.
What about you, Mom? Have to make breakfast for you too?
Boy, don't play with me. You ain't too grown for me to show you that I'm still your mom.
Mom, I'm sorry. It's just hard to accept all this.
Well, it's been a long time, Jabril. I mean, you should be glad Lisa found a nice, man like Hector to be friends with. I'm telling you, Jalil really likes him, and you should too.
You think Hector is cool, Joe?
I do. I think it's okay, isn't it, Daddy?
Yeah, Joe, it's okay.
Lisa told me you haven't been calling her on Saturday mornings like you all agreed to. Do you remember what you were just saying to me a few minutes ago about needing support? Lisa's a good woman, and you know it. And we all need to support each other. You know, when it comes to what's important to us.
I'm gonna start calling back.
Good. Now that's simple. Now explain to me what this tomorrow's hearing is all about.
It's an evidentiary hearing, Mom. We are challenging the evidence they used to convict me with.
Now what about those two boys who lied about seeing you hurt that boy?
Mom, I'm challenging everything that happened. My cellie helped me fashion this motion where we are even questioning the whole system. And I got a new lawyer to help me out too.
Are they about to let you out, Daddy?
Jaw, yeah, there's a chance that this hearing can lead to me coming home.
Well, why don't they just let you go? Grandma said you didn't do nothing wrong.
Grandma's right, but sometimes people don't like to admit when they make mistakes, like when they put me in here. So it's taking a very long time to get them to admit it. But y'all, I'm never going to give up trying. I'm never going to stop trying to come home because of you, okay?
Okay, Daddy.
All right, well, Jabril, call me when you get a chance and finish explaining all that to me, okay? Especially how you got this new lawyer.
Yeah, Mom, I'll call you tomorrow after the hearing so I can tell you how things went.
The officer hands Jabril his ID, signaling the visit is over.
Wrap it up, Williams.
Jaw, they're going to send me back to my cell. You know I need you to hold things down for me.
Daddy, already? I don't want you to go.
Now, Jalil, you can come back to see him with me next time.
I know, Jaw, but I gotta go. She's the officer waiting on me.
You can't go yet.
Come on, Jaw. I don't want to leave you, but I gotta go.
Jalil, come on, honey. We have to let your daddy go with the officer.
No, not yet.
Yeah, officer, we know you're going to be standing over there. Take a couple of minutes.
I'll be standing over there. Take a couple minutes.
Thanks. Jaw, this is what I meant when I was talking to you about being more responsible. I am so happy that you don't want to leave there, but you know I have to. We have to always do what's right, even when it's hard and doesn't make us feel good, okay?
Okay, Daddy.
You're a good parent, son.
She turns to walk out the exit and looks back before leaving.
Bye. I love you. I love you both.
He stands and watches them leave. He goes over to the waiting officer.
I see something like what happened with your son almost every day. It's hard. I know, but I gotta do my job.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate the extra time.
The officer escorts Jabril out of the visiting room. As he exits the stage, an entry from his journal is heard. Journal for Jalil.
A boy should know his father is a principal in the process of becoming a man. I read that in a book sometime, and it stuck with me because my father left me before he was old enough to know me. Now, every time I see you, my resolve cracks because the price of knowing me may be too great a sacrifice of your treasured innocence. Did the author consider a prisoner a man? I wonder. The prison system doesn't acknowledge innocence. It is a concept buried under the foundation of its structure. I entered this system innocent, and with each passing day, here I have become less so. I watch you, Jalil, with every visit you leave, a little less innocent than you were when you came. How does a father allow a system to siphon his child's innocence because of a principle he never lived himself? We are chained and bound in innocence, yet another chain I must find the strength to break.
Act 2, Scene 1. Setting, Stateville Correctional Center. Present day, in the early morning pre-dawn, C House, 1 gallery. Old Head Ed is sitting on the stool, gazing out into the darkness out beyond the prison's walls. He's rocking back and forth in a continuous rhythmic motion. He feels his cellie staring in the bunk. He stops rocking. He rises and prepares a cup of coffee. Jabril sits up and yawns. He rolls out of bed and goes to the sink and washes away the sleep.
Yeah, that coffee smells so good. Go ahead and pour me a shot.
How many times I gotta tell you, don't pick up no vices in the joint?
If you quit making that coffee smell so good, then I'll quit asking for some. Besides, drinking coffee doesn't seem to be knocking you off your game.
It's cause I got more game than you, youngster. See, I got game to spare. Folks with your young ass ain't got a bit of game to waste. You did all you got and then some.
All right, old school. I'm gonna let you get away with that crack this time, but for the record, new game always beats old game.
There was a period of silence as both men transitioned to the early morning, both finding balance in the silence of the cell house.
You were sitting there when I went out last night. I rarely see you sleep. You zoned out all night. What's up with that?
That's the way I do my time. That's how I handle my shit. 49 years, bro. Sleep don't bring me peace. Sleep let my guard down. Unless the regrets in and they haunt me like a ghost.
Ghost? What you mean?
Life I live, the things I've done. My life is littered with regrets. When I sleep, the door opens for my memories to haunt me.
We've been in this cell together for a lot of years, and I've told you everything about my past. Other than what prison was like. You haven't told me anything about your life.
That's my business, bro.
I know it's your business, but I care about you, man. I'm not a stranger. I want to know who the man I respect so much really is.
You pressing on me right now with that, man.
Because if I win this hearing today, I might not be coming back to this cell. So it has to be right now. I want to risk not knowing your journey.
It ain't pretty, man. Sure you want to know this?
Yes, I am.
It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. Alone. My mama worked on the strolls that night. I mostly slept during the day. My father could have been anybody, so I learned not to care. What family my mama had, it's hers. Whenever my mama was present, she was hot. Dope and alcohol is what she loved. That left little for me. Moved around a lot, from one low down place to another. I still loved her though. She was all I had. By the time I was 10, I was sipping cheap wine and stay numb from life. I'd walk the streets with my mama to keep her safe. She came in, I would go boost her from the stores on the avenue, or pull little break-ins. That was our life for a few years until Pimp attacked my mama. Beat her pretty bad. Said she couldn't work the track without paying him. I found this sweet little Plug 38, one of my little break-ins. So I've been holding it for a while. Put that old pimp down, I made sure everybody saw it. Man, did I like how that felt. It was a powerful high. Sweeter than the dope I started using. Sweeter than anything in my small world. I took to the stick-up game full time. And everybody I knew not to play with me. I was doing good for a time. I got a little apartment, got my mom off the streets. But I couldn't keep her out the street. These brothers who I stuck up, they slipped my mama some hot dope to get back at me. She OD'd. When I found her, she was cold and gray. So was my revenge. I hit them up in broad daylight. I came in this lounge, they was hanging in, blasting away. Police had to be right around the corner because by the time they got there so quick, man. Didn't matter to me because I lit their ass up, though. When it was over, I had a double murder and aggravated assault on a cop. I put a lot of young men in the ground, bro. I cared so little about life that when the judge offered me a natural ball, I laughed and took it. I ain't even think twice about it.
When have you ever felt peace?
The loneliest place you can imagine. It was when I was on the circuit.
What's the circle?
Some of us was hard to control, man. They'll move us from seg to seg, you know?
Yeah.
They'll show up without any warning, man, usually around this time, pre-dawn. They're shacking you up, put you in a van, and drive to you another prison. That was a hard time. Your property was always following you, never catching up. And in the early days, I said 6 years on the circuit. The last stop was in the Thunderdome. They put me in a cell that was encased in sheet metal. They were trying to intimidate me, so I just stayed in the cell, man. I didn't even bother to leave a shower.
How could you find peace living like
Being in that cell was the start of my peace. Imagine not being able to do something as simple as look at the sky. Started living in my head. I created a world where I was a good man. I had a normal childhood. I had loving parents. I went to school, college, I got married, I raised my kids. I did all the things I never got a chance to do.
that? Yeah, that sounds like danger.
I don't care what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. My world is real. It's more real than the one we talking to each other in right now. When I travel there, I get to be the kind of man I could have never been in this one.
Is that where you go at night?
Said you wanted to know, now you do. Now that you do, you understand, bro?
Yeah. I understand.
I had a lot of semis over the year, man. A lot of semis. Most of them small, man. Rarely talked to. Others was vicious dudes I had to run off. There was some who just passed through the system trying to get home. I got along with those cats. There was even a few of them whose company I enjoyed. The first celly I ever admired.
You admire me? Why?
There, you see it?
First ray of light of the morning on the ground.
Come on, man, it's time for morning meditation.
Jabril accepts that his question will go unanswered. He pulls the two rugs from under the bunk, spreads them out. Both men sit on their respective rugs facing out into the dawning morning. Both begin to meditate for a while as the full dawn light bathes the cell. As both men finish, an officer walks up and taps on the bar with his keys.
What's up, officer?
I'm looking for Williams.
I'm Williams.
Williams, you got 30 minutes, and I'll be back to take you on a writ.
I'll be ready.
The officer walks off. Old Ed sits back down on a stool and looks out at the gallery as Jabril gets ready.
You nervous?
Hell yeah.
Don't be, man. Focus. Contain that nervous energy until you need it.
Okay, but that's gonna be hard to do today, with all that's going on.
I know, but let this morning's meditation work for you. Take that cleansing breath and stay centered.
What do you think about the lawyer?
Like she said, the letter she wrote you. She was able to get this hearing signed done as soon as you signed up.
Yeah, Andre says she's good people, but he hasn't told me anything about why she took all my appeals.
Stay positive about it. You know she's from the outside the system, so let's just hope she got some fight in her. She knows what's going on. So she can take to go up, she got to take to go up against the system.
Andre ain't paying her though.
It's even better if you ask me. She chose this fight.
She might be trying to make a name off of you. Just trying to get in the paper.
Think Andre let that happen?
No, you're right. I gotta chill. And not ridiculous.
All right then.
Yeah.
Let's go with important facts of the hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Before that pig gets back.
Pig head. Pig. Ed, you always have them.
Hey, with age comes wisdom. Focus on that kid from your school who was attacked with rocks, bottles, sticks, basically anything to entice to get their hands on. But the medical examiner determined that it was the stick near you that struck the killing blow. No motive, no blood spatter on your shoes or pants, no investigation.
We have to challenge those two witnesses. We know they lied.
It's the lack of testing that got you this hearing. They didn't test your shoes for blood before because they was afraid they wouldn't find them.
Jabril stands and paces his cell.
I saw what happened. I was standing right there. Dude cracked Shorty in the head with a stick. I saw him do it as I walked out back to the gym. I ran over to help, and the dude threw the stick right at my feet. I bent down to check on Shorty and the other dude, ran around the building, and came back with the police. The stick was on the ground right beside me. I never touched that stick, but everybody was looking at me like I did it. That's when the two guys said they saw me do it. And the police arrested me. Those two dudes testified that it was me. How can I prove they lied, Ed? Tell me, how can I do it?
It's not on you to prove anything. We have to show that they didn't prove you did it. That's what this hearing is all about.
How? I mean, we got to this point, but how do we get over this hurdle?
Every case got its weak point. We got here by attacking the case where it's weakest. And that is the starting point. The lack of any investigation.
Do you think I'll get a chance to talk at this hearing?
No, man, that's the lawyer's job. This ain't 9 years ago when people were ready to believe whatever the police said was true. People are woke. So much on camera now that proves how the police lied.
Yeah.
You gotta get to the people.
Yeah, but this judge is part of the system. How do we get past him to the people?
He granted a hearing, Brill, so it's a chance. Besides, you ain't gonna see the overwhelmed 17-year-old that you was at trial. This man I see before me today, is gonna be in that courtroom. He's gonna see the man you are today.
What's that gonna do, Ed? What they gonna see?
Everybody knows what you, Brill. They got eyes, they're gonna see what these young guys around here see. They revere you. Even the officers respect you. You are what the old folks call a blessed one. Even this grim place can't dull the shine that God gave you.
I don't know. Even if I accept what you're saying, it won't mean anything in the courtroom.
It don't matter what kind of room you're in. It's all energy, Brill. Our work hasn't been in vain. The meditating we do,
Yeah.
studying history, the way we do, we've been training, getting you ready for a moment like this.
Training?
I know you don't understand this all yet, man, but the world has both a physical and a spiritual realm. I got faith the spiritual realm is more powerful than this one. Most powerful than two. So we've been training for your spiritual energy. With these people, when these people see you, see who you are, they're gonna feel it. Make it hard for them to believe this lie about you.
Jabril starts pacing again.
I trust you, Ed. And I love you so much. Without your help, I wouldn't be having this hearing. Thank you.
You gotta thank me. You gotta thank me for anything.
You deserve that respect. You deserve it 1,000 times over. You taught me so much, more than any other person in my life.
And that's why I admire you. You've proven you're stronger in this place. You've grown into a man, the weakest soil.
I feel it.
The only way to beat this system is to pick your battleground. The police, the prosecutors, the judge, they all taught to believe to serve justice. Most of them have become servants to the system. The system has become their master. Justice has become irrelevant. You walk to that courtroom today with your spiritual armor on, and you're ready.
The officer walks up.
When? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Jabril faces Ed, they embrace. The officer opens the cell and Jabril releases Ed and exits. Men in other cells are heard offering their encouragement.
You got him, Jabril.
Jabril,
Yeah, you got him, Jabril. We're gonna let you go home, homie.
Gotta let
Raise
him
the
go.
let him go. Yeah. One of the prisoners starts a rhythmic beat on the wall. Others join in.
I've been walking this road, tell me when will I sleep? Feel like I'm almost home, feel like it's just a dream. Boy, you better wake up, boy, you better wake up. Everything sweet ain't always good for your smile, and everything that glitters ain't a dream. I can only imagine how hard time could have been if I didn't have you to show me how to bet, kept me from lying. That I told myself in fear, cell ceilings collide when the cell walls near. Lies like, I be nothing but a convict. You said don't let it define you. Trust the process. Boy, you better wake up. Boy, you better wake up. Walking this road, tell me when will I sleep? Feel like I'm almost home. Feel like it ain't but a dream. Boy, you better wake up. Boy, you better wake up. Everything sweet ain't good for your smile. And everything that glitters ain't a dream. I started writing, it was awful. Well, some was good, more like lighting in the bottle. The sparks provided, feel like the days was purchased. But how you spend your seconds wasting time is how you feel like your days become indebted to a system. Understand your downtimes are credit. You need time to make a dream and manifest your blessings. Spend most of your time caught up surviving. In this old age, still stuck with nothing extra. I've been walking this road, tell me when will I sleep? Feel like I'm almost home, feel like it ain't what I dreamed. Boy, you better wake up. Boy, you better wake up. Everything sweet ain't ever good for your smile. And everything that glitters ain't a dream. Without old man Ed, I wouldn't know how to manage my time alone. Great freedom, it was lost. Feel like the legacy is better, hoping to make up for time that's stolen by legislators. Let them build these places. Show me I had a dream. You gave me a routine, told me how to master things. Being born idle is born in boredom. Journey, watch your step. And most people forget the importance of keeping it. Despite the circumstances, believe in self. You can make this happen. Just believe. Believe. Remember, doubt is a cancer. Healthy is hope. Work and dreams, your only option in these roads. Keep your head up. Believe. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process.
Act 3, Scene 1. In jails and prisons everywhere, the bullpens are the places where prisoners meet and share information. Sitting on a bench, head leaning against the wall, Jabril is staring out into the fluorescent lights. A youthful offender who is on a parole violation is sitting across from him looking distraught.
Big homie, you know something about the law?
It depends, what you want to ask me?
It's a way I can prove 12 for the pack home.
Tell me what happened.
I was with my daughter, B-Day, and I ran down the street from the crib and some candles from the corner store. When I came out, 12 rushed me, called me and showed me a job. Then they say they were charging me with delivery.
Do you hustle around there?
What that got to do with anything?
I want to know if they just got down on you for nothing or if they acted on your criminal reputation.
They are the same twisted that booked me from the delivery. I just came home for.
An older prisoner sitting next to PV joins the conversation.
What they got on the table for you, shorty?
That will be my third drug charge, so the public defender says he can give me no less than 6. But I just took 4 last time.
6? 6 ain't no time. Shorty, you will be back home in a minute.
Damn!
Take that
Man,
shit.
don't you hear me saying that it ain't my pack?
Chill out, OS just talking to you from what he knows.
Listen, I've been down 11 times. I copped out 10 out of those times. Most time I ever got was 8 years. I gave 3.5 on that. That's why I say take that time, shorty. Because if you don't, That judge gonna lose you.
See what I mean? He's talking about the issues from his life experience. It doesn't have to be yours.
So what am I supposed to do?
What do they call you?
Ken.
Check that. I'm Jabril. Ken, what is your public defender saying is the reason they ran up to you like that? They got to have some probable cause.
All the DP keep telling me is no matter what defense he put up, that it's going to come down to their word against mine.
Ken, if you don't stand up for yourself now, when will you?
Shorty, check this out. If you wanna fight, you need a paid attorney. I can holler at mine for you. She wants 10 stacks for a drug case though.
Man, I ain't got that kind of money.
So he's just a runner, man. He wasn't thinking no paper.
Get out my business, man. You don't know me.
Oh, come on, homie, get off, Shorty. This broke ass ain't nothing worth cuffing up your kicks.
Both men. Jabril stands up and faces both men. They retreat.
Sit back down, Ken. There are always lawyers who will take your case for a lot less than that. But you gotta be willing to hold tight and find the right one.
Jabril, I ain't got no paper. I ain't got nothing. I just got off of my last bid 4 weeks ago. Everybody, my family, my girl, everybody told me if I go back, they done with me.
Give them time. Let them come around.
Sure, dig this here. You know how it go. Every day you sit in the county is a day wasted. Take that time and get out their way. Get down to your joint, you gonna get good time for school or the drug program. Look, I failed GED 17 times. And them fools keep giving me good time every time I go back.
This shit ain't fair.
Fair? What that mean? This whole thing is a business, man. These people's careers depend on this.
Oh, that's right about that, Ken. The big picture, we are commodities. There are so many companies who eat from us, it's crazy. I'm talking about banks, phone companies, food distribution, medical companies, drug companies, everybody in the media.
Come on, man, you blowing me.
It's actually deeper than that, Ken. The system adjusts to keep itself full. What?
Explain to me what you mean.
The other prisoners gather closer in the bullpen. Jabril stands.
It's like this. The criminal justice system was designed by men in power to protect their property and interests. You know what I'm talking about, Ken, right? I'm talking about slaves and everything that they're later produced. Chew on that for a minute. Just about everything in this country is built on that bloody foundation. Follow me now. As the country grew, the system grew with it. Every step of the way, the system kept us in its grip. From niggers to Negroes, from coloreds to African Americans or just black. Every step made toward what you said fairness, the people with power and wealth has used the system to hold us down. You still with me? Look at it. From voting to housing to education, banking, and healthcare. Everything a people need to thrive. The system has been denying it to us and using its power to hurt us here. It's all connected to this bullpen we're standing in right now.
Teach real.
So we're talking about today now. I believe the system has grown so big that people have lost control of it. It's in control, calling the shots on everybody and everybody it feeds. The system doesn't allow the policeman to see human, or the prosecutor to see a man, or the judge to care about rehabilitation. When they look at us, all they see is a perpetrator and a bottom line, a number to be counted, but never a voice to be recognized.
You too heavy, Jabril. I'm not trying to lean in that. I'm trying to get out this jam, man. So tell me what I need to do that.
You have to break your chains, brother. You have to value your life enough to fight for it. The systems don't yield.
Bullpen sheriff approaches. The bullpen quiets. Using an authoritative voice, the sheriff shouts out 3 names, including Ken.
Davis, Lopez, Carson, exit the bullpen. Go stand on the green line the rest of y'all deeper into the bullpen. I got more guys coming in.
Several men into the bullpen. It's crowded. Several prisoners shout out remarks.
There's too many people in here.
Man, it's hot as hell in here.
Sheriff, when you gonna call me for court?
Tell that PD I'm on the HowlRound.
Jabril sits down and lowers his head into the cradle of his hands, and he begins to rhythmically slap his hand against his chest. He is commanding the attention of the bullpen. Another prisoner nods to the rhythm. He looks at Jabril and starts beating the rhythm out on the wall. Jabril raps.
Systems, these systems, got the rich getting richer while the poor getting prison, suffocating from that time with a distance, trying to keep me down. Feel like I'm drowning, got me copping out of fear, bodies popping out of here, heard nothing, how it go. Feel like I got these ears, 9 years, about $250,000, cost me housing inside, and my mama tears left me deprived, feeling like a kid, caught up surviving. All I really wanted was to live and be thriving. I'ma do the best I can. Systems say I'm less than a man. I'm just trying to feed myself, not these systems. These systems got the rich getting richer while the poor getting prison, suffocating me from my mind with a distance, trying to keep me down, trying to keep me drowning. Mama got me to my ends. Kids need basic things, stressing like a man that she hate to see me. Mugs of an older seed, trust God, I tell her, cause all on earth I need is her. Cuss, steadily derailing us, gain spiritual intelligence, see past these systems. Watching pass through, pictures trying to raise kids, feeling taboo, all through a visit, trying to be hard, on the phone, on the street pressure, every time I call, could be strong, maybe not. I hope these lessons reach home, and I don't rock before they get a chance to raise my son. Because it's one thing I know, I don't want to feed systems. These systems got the rich getting richer while the poor getting prison. Systems, these systems suffocate me and mine from a distance. Systems, feeling like I'm drowning, feeling like I'm drowning.
Man, I'm feeling that.
Bro, on my kids, Joe, I was just about to go in there and cop out. Now I gotta think a little harder on that.
Real talk, bro. We don't be hip to what's really going on. We just out there caught up in a life we know.
You in Stateville, right?
Yeah, I'm back for it.
I told you it was a dude. I've heard about you. They say you've been killing the ciphers on the yard in the Ville.
How you hear about that?
Bro, you know how the wolf travels. You got cats that left the Ville, bite your lyrics and your style. From what I seen, you got on the game.
Yeah, well, they're using my lyrics and they're spreading knowledge throughout the system. This is just a thought about what you said. It sounds like you're saying brothers feeling trapped.
Yeah, pretty much. My area, the only way to come up is to hustle. And we hustle, so we rap enough. Don't to leave the area, but we never leave no matter how much we rap. But that's what the hustle is. That's the trap. And ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. Dudes aren't out there walking into the trap, and they are running into it with their eyes wide open.
Man, you youngest don't know how to move when you do dirt. That's it.
Shut your old ass up, man. You don't even know what we talking about.
Fall back, OS. Fall back. OS is an elder. If nothing else, we should respect that.
B-Man nods reluctantly. OS nods with a bitter look on his face.
What about you? Was you in the game out there?
You asked me that. Is that what you see when you look at me? Huh? The game ain't the only trap out there, brother. The system is far too greedy for that. Nah, bro, I wasn't in the game. I am one of the men that the system hunts.
What did that mean?
I had just turned 17, beginning my junior year. The only game I knew about was basketball. The city closed a school from another neighborhood, and a lot of those kids transferred to my school. There was a lot of friction, and they didn't do enough to deal with it. There was a big fight at school that spilled out into the streets, and this kid got beat to death. I came out the gym and I saw the kid laying there. I reached down to see if I could help him, and the two cops ran up and just assumed I hurt this kid.
Hey, Jabril, I remember that. It happened in that school in 100, didn't it?
Yeah, they got these other two kids to say they saw me do it, and that's the only evidence they can manufacture. That's what I meant by I'm hunting. They don't hunt for justice or truth when it comes to us. They hunt convictions. The system feeds its investors and workers with the time they give us.
Jabril, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, straight up. Yo, I pray you get some rhythm in the court today. Something is already working for you. You got back.
I appreciate that. But it's been 9 years of appeals. I lucked up on a good cellie who helped me figure things out. He helped me stand back up every time the courts tried to knock me out. It's been him and the drive to get to my son that won't let me ever give up.
Yo, that's what's up. You got a son, huh? You know, I heard about Stateville. You got your son the Stateville way?
Nah, bro, my girl found out we were having him right when I got locked up. All I got is visiting room experiences with him. And that's hard. I gotta get out there with him before the system hurts him.
Jabril, the way you look at things remind me of this young dude out there. He talks just like you. He got a lot of people with him.
The bullpen sheriff approaches again, returning with 3 prisoners he escorted to the courtroom earlier. He opens the cage, and they enter. One of the prisoners is PV. Ken hovers near the cage opening, realizing the whole bullpen is watching.
Come on, shorty. Tell us what you did.
I took the 6 years.
The whole bullpen reacts with great disappointment. Several prisoners make disrespectful comments. Ken walks over to where Jabril is standing.
You did the right thing, shorty. You did the right thing. Listen to me.
Jabril, I tried to explain what you were telling me to the PD, but he wouldn't listen to me. He told me that if I didn't take the deal right now, that they were going to take me and off the table. He said the judge wouldn't slam me for wasting the court's time.
I know, Ken. I understand. It's a big system we up against, but we are bigger people. When we realize that, we can make the system respect us.
The bullpen sheriff walks over and opens the cage, and he shouts,
Williams. Williams, J. Williams.
I'm Jay Williams.
Your attorney is waiting to talk to you.
Jabril looks back at the men in the bullpen. He sees them as they are. He nods and follows the sheriff. Act 3, Scene 2. The sheriff takes Jabril to a small area off to the side of the bullpen where a young woman is waiting.
I'm Kenya Green, your attorney.
It's nice to meet you, Miss Green. I'm really anxious to go over my case.
Of course, but please call me Kenya. I hope it's okay if I call you Jabril.
All right, Miss Kenya. I want to make sure you know the strategy I want to approach this hearing.
Please, just Kenya will do.
Okay.
And to address your concerns, I assure you, I understand your situation.
How is it you know my situation?
Mostly from Andre. He has copies of all of your records and the articles written about your case. He's even kept every letter that you've written to him. I really respect the connection between the two of you.
Are you and Andre just friends or something more?
What has Andre told you about me?
That's it. He hasn't said much about you at all. The first time he mentioned you was when he insisted that I allow you to replace the PO assigned to my case.
Well, I got a bachelor's degree from Howard University and my law degree is from Georgetown. I passed the bar exam on my first try. That was 3 years ago. Since then, I've been working on social justice issues for both corporation and nonprofits. I've done some criminal cases pro bono, but nothing as far-reaching as your case. And Andre and I are just friends and colleagues.
What do you mean he's your colleague? Andre ain't no lawyer.
Kenya mentions Jabril over to where the 2 chairs sit.
Come on over here and sit down. Don't worry. I got your case moved back a couple hours. I told the judge we needed some time since I just came on the case.
Tell me what's going on with you and your mellow brother.
Well, first let me tell you how we met. Andre came to this social club. It's a place where young professionals chill That night we were having a poet's night. Andre got up and took the mic. He started talking about the prison pipeline. Caught people off guard, and they really started to listen. Then he read a letter from you, and it really moved the audience. People started asking questions about prison and about you.
That's cool, but how does that make y'all colleagues?
I introduced myself and invited Andre to a criminal justice seminar hosted by some activist friends. You shared some more of your letters, and they were the call to action that we needed to hear.
Can you still not answer the question? What has Andre been doing?
I need you to hear this, Jabril. There are so many people out there who have felt like they or someone they love has been screwed over by the system. By sharing your letters, Andre is giving the heart and will to people to stand up. He's linking them and forging something strong.
He is reading some of my letters to some people, right? So why the secrecy?
Andre is one of the top activists in the country. And he and I have been building an underground criminal justice movement. You know, he can mobilize thousands of protesters almost instantly, no matter where we need them. I handle the fight in the boardrooms and courtrooms. Andre handles the soldiers.
Why hasn't he told me this? What sense does it make to leave his family in the dark?
Well, he stopped coming to see you because he doesn't want you to catch no blowback. He feared he'll be recognized, and he can't talk to you about it over the phone or write you about it either. You know, all your communications are monitored.
Jabril stands up and starts facing.
Even if I were to believe you, why are you invested in this?
Well, I am a lawyer, Jabril, but I'm a black woman first.
Kenya stands and Jabril stops facing to stand right in front of her.
I grew up in inner city Baltimore. I'm from the housing projects where they filmed The Wire. I never had the luxury to decide. I was born invested, just like my parents, their parents, and all my ancestors before them. See, this system came for me when I was much younger than you were when it came for you. Yeah, when school was letting some fools start shooting in front of the building we lived in, my mother was walking me back from school like she did every day. My father heard the shots and came running out of the building to get my mom and me. Police pulled up, saw him running, gunned him down right in front of us. I was 7 years old, and my mama never recovered from that. And of course, you know the police were never punished, so you see, Jabril, my investment runs as deep as yours.
I'm sorry, Kenya.
You know, there's so many stories like mine and like yours. People are ready to do something about it. Are you?
What can I do?
You can lead.
Okay, I can do that. But what am I leading?
Okay, so we've organized rallies all over the country. Even some friends in other nations are rallying with us too. All this is planned to coincide with your hearing today. Now we're about to apply pressure on the system on a scale it has never experienced.
How can we pressure a system as large and unyielding as the criminal justice system?
Come on, look at history. The system always bows to pressure when enough people rise up.
Rallies won't be enough. They will use the media to call the people rioters, and then they send out the riot police with their rubber bullets, gas, and dogs.
Yeah, see, these aren't just rallies. We've organized beyond anything they've ever seen. We have hackers ready to shut down the networks. We built our own media operations on social platforms with young journalists and students ready to prove that they can do what they can do. Jabril, we will control the narrative.
Kenya, this just seems unreal.
Yeah, I know, it's a lot to digest, but you know, we've been working on this for almost 2 years. A lot of people have invested a lot.
All this for me? I don't get it.
It's not just for you, Jabril. It's for all of us. You are the catalyst. Your letters were kindling. But this movement is for the people.
But how is this going to impact my hearing?
Well, it's going to shift the attention of the world to it. Will the system carry out a further injustice with the world watching?
They do it every day, Kenya.
Not while Andre and I are standing with you. Be strong, Jabril. It's about to go down now.
A big rally taking on the system and winning, I can't see that. People will get hurt.
People are already hurting.
I don't understand how this can work.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. In one of the letters you wrote, Andre, you said, when people get riled up, our people get riled up when we are killed by the system. We mass up and rally. This is how we eulogize our dead. We vent with fire and looting. It's analogous to the biblical gnashing of teeth and rending of the eyes. In our anger, we aid our destruction, but in spirit and community, our plans and goals lie among ashes when the fire cools. We are left with our grief.
But imagine if we masked up for the living and rallied for our lives. Imagine if we celebrated our future with this same power for when we mourn our dead. With that energy, we can take on the justice system and make it work for us. Otherwise, it will keep devaluing us by turning us from people to commodities, shipping us off to these alien places to make their lives better.
Kenya motions Jabril closer to her and reaches into a briefcase and pulls out her laptop. She opens it and shows Jabril what's happening across the country. Massive rallies are forming in the urban centers. Times Square screens show Andre leading a group so large the screen can't even cover them. Then he starts to hear it. Job, 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 job. It grows louder and louder. Kenya switches over to show Jabril that the networks are not showing. Due to technical difficulties, flashes on their screens. The jaw is growing louder still. Sirens go off in the courthouse. Officers start running out to the front. Suddenly the jaw sounds start to crest. Kenya shows Jabril his brother Andre mounting the stairs of the court building. Andre raises his fist and the massive crowd shouts justice for Jabril over and over again. Three well-dressed individuals approach Jabril and Kenya.
Mr. Williams, my name is Smith, and these two are Mr. Levy and Mr. Ward. In case you don't recognize me, I'm the Cook County State Attorney, and they are my sinister assistants.
I know who you are.
I am Kenya Green, Mr. Williams' attorney. Anything you have to say, you can direct it to me.
Well, let's not waste time, Ms. Jean. I want
Green.
to know, Ms. Green, I apologize. I want to know if we can come to an understanding.
Understandings are good. What do you have in mind?
I believe you are aware that there are large gatherings obstructing justice around the country. In fact, his brother appears to be in charge of one of those gatherings right outside the building.
Mr. Williams, there's a chance that your situation could be greatly improved if you could get those people to go home.
Mr. Williams has no knowledge or information concerning any activity taking place outside. I'm sure a careful review of his communications will prove that.
Now that we have a clear picture where things stand, let's cut the bullshit. Mr. Williams, would you like to go home today?
You mean leave from this courthouse and go home exonerated?
Not exonerate. Your conviction will stand.
Stop. I would like a moment to confer with my client in private.
Kenya leads Jabril away from the prosecutors.
Jabril, listen to me. Stop talking to them and let me do my job and represent you.
They're talking about letting me go home, Kenya.
Well, I know. We figured that they would make this offer, but that what they are wanting, but they're going to want you to allocate. Meaning they want you to say you killed that young man.
I know what it means. I have to think about this. I tell them a story they want to hear and they let me go. I get to be with my son.
We can prevail without that, Jabril.
Today,
Probably not today.
I want to ask them something. I want to know why they did this to me.
Ms. Green, there is no need to be so formal. Let the young man say what he wants to say. Let's call this off the record.
I was 17 years old, shooting hoops after school in the gym. I heard a lot of commotion outside. I went out there and saw two guys standing over this kid lying on the ground. I ran over to see if I could help the kid out. That's all I did. I'd never been involved with the police before, but they took me in. I told them what I just told you. They didn't look into it. They had me in custody, so they charged me. Y'all decided to try me as an adult, and somehow y'all convinced a jury I was guilty. It was all surreal. I felt so helpless watching y'all take my life away with lies. You gave me 60 fucking years. And now you're telling me you will make that go away just like that?
Well, that's how the justice system works.
Don't say justice, say system.
The crowd noise picks up again outside. Free Jabril, repeated over and over again.
There'll be no elocution. You're going to clear his name.
He will not do that, Mr. Williams.
If you don't take our offer, Mr. Williams, we will fight this case another 10 years before you ever get a chance to come back on appeal.
Now come now, Mr. Williams. Think about your family, your son.
What do you know about my son?
Not much right now.
Jabril takes a
Keep my
step.
son out of this.
He's not going to elocute.
Then there's no deal.
You think you and this...
You think
oh,
you
sorry.
and this young woman here is going to take us on to win?
That's the first time I've seen you slip. You know what's going on out there. You know it's more than just us.
By the time this day is over, Mr. Williams will have the biggest team of lawyers ever assembled.
Well, this is your last chance, Mr. Williams. If he doesn't take our offer in 20 seconds, go and inform the judge that due to the loud riot outside, we need to postpone this hearing until we can fully investigate this matter.
Both sides look at each other as the seconds tick away. They hear Andre outside reading one of Jabril's letters to the crowd.
Whatever decision you make, I support you.
No deal.
Yes!
Mr. Smith looks at Mrs. Ward and nods. Mrs. Ward turns and hurries off to the judge.
Mr. Williams, I don't think I've ever witnessed anyone throw their life away so cavalierly. But I am going to magnanimously and give you and your counselor a few minutes to confer. Mr. Levy, give them a few minutes before you can escort Miss Green off the premises.
Yes, sir.
It's a brave thing that you've done.
How is this going to impact my son?
We're going to do our best to make sure he's good.
Jabril hears the crowd outside roar as if they know what sacrifice means to him.
Kenya, I don't know if I don't. Kenya, I don't know if I did the right thing. I feel torn and hollow.
I know of the sorrow this system provides. It prematurely busted the water sack that held me as the pendulum of justice rendered a verdict with a sliding scale. In the womb, I felt the weight of this burden crushing my mother heart. The absence of my father left a compound effect. I placed walls around my empty building blocks he should have filled. Loving this idea of him, all the memories I had were surrogate. Others' thoughts lose their lucidity when no one appears for show and tell, and hands aren't being held for daddy-daughter dances. My bedtime stories were his pictures, wishing he was here, but his visage brought forth memories of him telling me to never fear. So I armed the victim within, with mental swords, preparing for war, waged daily against the man I couldn't love. Through broken windows, I watched propaganda-engineered atmospheres, causing crime waves to crash through our terrain, against our terrains. Some men could not resist the tide of stigmas that smothered the sidewalks, believing the streets were the only way, but I see beyond the veil. I've noticed the fang marks under the ID numbers they attach to the back of our names. They make batteries from those of us deemed as biohazards. There's nothing but gray waste here, existing in this in-between. How many versions of this system? They've been poaching vitality from black bodies since the beginning. These chain links reach as far as Virginia Beach and New Plymouth, strangled with black codes, vagrant laws, and Jim Crow restrictions. Who are the super predators? Who are the super predators when all we've known is their dissension? Bureaucrats babble about the war on drugs while clutching syringes, injecting visceral intent to permanently scatter the underlying truth within their sentences. This system is meant to bind and lynch us and paint us as the villain, and they never mention the women living in the wreckage of unnatural disasters mending fractured circles with molasses and grief, an edge always with our grasp from being pressed against the margin. I don't speak for justice. I speak for that little girl afraid of a monster that may darken her world, eclipsing the shadow of this system, looming to convince you of a lie, that none of us is redemptive. But Jabril, your light was never lost. Your words ignited a flame that broke through the iron of prison pipes, a call to arms, causing us to march upon this Jericho, to destroy these walls that were built to divide.
Mr. Levy is clearly offended and calls the sheriff.
Take him back to where he belongs.
The sheriff comes and seizes Jabril.
Have heart, Jabril. We will prevail.
The scene ends with Jabril being led away. Act 4, Scene 1, Stateville Prison, 3 years later. C House at 7:30 a.m.
Tell me what's going on in that big ass head of yours. Don't look like a man about to go home.
I spent my whole adult life in your head, thinking about how different things are going to be for me out there.
Okay, you did some real time, so yeah, things have changed.
Thinking about how much I've changed.
Everybody's experience is different, man. Especially when it comes how they deal with their time.
Do you think I'm institutionalized?
You live in the motion and flow of this prison system, real, which has consequences. You ain't no exception to that.
You're gonna look at me like I'm a suspect. No matter what they say, it's gonna be in their head.
Yo, prison, man, listen, this experience will always be a part of your identity. Can't change it.
You know what I mean? I don't want people looking at me like I'm a suspect. I did time, but I don't feel like some prison dude.
Of course not. Of course you know, you ain't up in here just some prison dude. I told you, Bril, you've been blessed.
Come on, Ed. You've been telling me that for a long time while we've been sitting here in a prison cell. So I don't know how I can believe that.
Because I see it, and I've seen it before. I've seen cats coming here with power to influence others. They name themselves Chief, King. Then they gather their psychopaths around them. Instead of becoming leaders or doing something positive, they feed on all that adoration. They go drunk from it. I watched it, their little puny empires crumble to a mountain of nothing. Those cats faded away without changing anything.
I never tried to be nothing but me.
I know that. You let your power flow into others, man, through your verses.
You're always saying stuff like that to me, Ed. So it makes me wonder why I don't feel blessed.
Listen, man, this whole prison experience, you've been going through the fires of transformation. You stood in those fires and it was time for you to pass through. But realize, you've changed. Everything being nothing but you.
What about what I asked you? Do you think I'm institutionalized?
I ain't never seen nobody handle prison life as well as you have. Believe me. Ain't nobody gonna think you're a suspect.
You think so?
I was lying. That's the big smile I was looking for.
It's crazy how much Andre and Kenya have been able to do.
Don't forget, man. It was your courage that began and sustained you.
I was just a symbol. They did all the work.
Simple or not, this is your movement. Now it's time for you to go out there and lead it.
I feel you. But they organized this thing, man. They got all those bogus prosecutors voted and replaced with people who know what justice means. They got police departments reorganized, and they woke the community up and taught them how to take their power back.
I know that. I respect it. They don't know how to help us in here. Only somebody that lived in here can know that. So you gotta teach them about this plantation-style operation they running up in here, man.
You both know prison reform is the hardest part of of criminal justice reform.
Yeah, man, you're right, but I get so sick of seeing these jokers strutting around with the Save Our Prison shirts. These unions got these officers thinking prison about them instead of us.
They're sapping our vitality to energize their communities.
You got them to understand that every time they end a program in here, it increases the violence out there in our communities. And the money, make them understand the money, bro.
Come on. But there's something else I gotta do that is just as important.
What other things you talking about?
I'm talking about getting you out.
Don't chase that dream, bro. These people ain't gonna never let me go.
It's not a dream.
I'm stuck, man. You got more important things to your time on.
Ain't nothing more important than that to me.
It can't be done.
Look at me, Ed. You believe in me, right?
This ain't the same thing, bro.
Do you believe in me?
You ask me that. You know I believe in you. My situation's different, man. I'm guilty. I copped out.
You are not the same man that did those things, Ed. The untold part of my story is to explain redemption. I got to get people to a place where they understand that forgiveness is a stronger force than vengeance.
That's a heavy lift, bro.
Not too heavy for us.
The energy of the cell house changes, the count cleared, doors start opening, the chatter starts, prisoners are heard moving around, then they hear the keys of an approaching officer. Old had notices Jabril getting restless.
It's almost time. You feeling it, ain't you?
Yeah, it's starting to swell up in me.
Jabril gets up and paces.
New state's attorney can't change her mind, can she?
Really? She ain't gonna change her mind.
They hear the officer approaching. Both men stand.
Williams, your people here. Let's go.
The cell gradually lightens from the semi-dark state it's always in. A range of emotions is seen playing out on both men's faces. Jabril settles and looks at Ed. He appears to age under his gaze.
Let me try it.
I believe you.
They embrace. Jabril turns and exits the cell. Chorus from the first song is heard. End of play. If any of y'all want to stay up here, please feel free to stay up. Brian, please. Take the guest of honor chair. Oh. All right. Yeah, strong. You see, that's why you surround yourself with wonderful collaborators who have better ideas than you. Like literally just moving the thing. I gave a little rundown of how we got to this point, and I gave a Boston abbreviated version of your journey in this play, Brian. So if you would like to share with the audience what your journey with Jabril's Chain has been like, and where it is up to now, and how you got to this point.
Yeah, and we were at the Dixon Theater Workshop at this time, and we started right before COVID, writing Jabril's Chains. We wrote it, they had this contest in Pan American, said, turn me in 10 pages, and you can win $10,000. So we turned in 10 pages, and then COVID hit. And, you know, it was in the cell with me, and truly what you're living inside the system. One of the things that I was hearing today with the workshops that each theater company was talking about what happened when COVID had changed the paradigm of what the theaters were doing. But it changed the paradigm of our lives in there as well. So, trying to capture that and also trying to describe just how the system works on the inside, just trying to put so many messages. And we thought we had a limitation of 50 pages because we wanted to put it in a competition that only allowed 50 pages. So, now looking at the possible seeds of that story, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to workshop to make it better. So, yeah, it brought back a lot of memories. I hadn't really visited that play in a long time. So,
can you give, I know a little bit of the background, but can you give the audience a background about like what your collaborative process was like through, because I guess it's not just for the Jabril Chains, it was for all the work that you guys did, where it was really everyone had a voice in how it was coming together and how it really blossomed, right?
yeah, so we would write as a team, and we would pick a team lead. The rest of the writers supported the vision of the lead, and we contributed. So, like, the periods of the rap, the first rap was actually a song. Y'all turned it into a rap, the chorus is actually slow. And, like, the piece by Kenya Green, Tucson wrote that. I don't write the spoken word, so, and then Musa wrote the sisters, the sisters rap. So we worked collaboratively like that and draw upon each other's experiences because those characters are collaging so many guys and so many stories that I heard. It's like not one person. And a touch of my story in there as well. A touch of Tucson's, a touch of Dia, a touch of Yoel here, and Musa and Darian. All of us are part of those stories because we are contributors to it.
Was there anything, because you said you heard some new things, were there things that stuck out to you since it's been a while since you looked at it? Was there anything that stuck out to you that was uplifting or you're looking forward to shifting?
Now it's kind of like a walk down memory lane because I'm serious. I haven't read that in a very, very long time. I haven't read it since I've been out here. So, yeah, just thinking about now that I've been out here doing social justice work, volunteering and working for non-profits, and how we kind of got it right, even from inside, being so cut off from the world, the messaging about the system. I'm not saying it was a justice system, it was just a criminal legal system. Messaging about the bullpens, we wanted to demonstrate like the bullpen story. That's what happens in bullpens all across the country.
Sure to take that time. Take that time. Lost.
Having that conversation happens behind courtrooms. So often, it's always somebody on different sides in the commentary, the peanut gallery, so to speak, add little comments in it. Then somebody, has a reputation that everybody knows. And then the rap star, that's real. And then the visiting room scene, where, that's the other place where the prison world and the outside world sort of intersect. And it's different. Like the officers act different in the visiting room. They have a little empathy because they're on display. And a guy trying to be a parent, feeling the sting of losing his girlfriend, not understanding what's going on with his brother, just trying to put all the different, or some of the scenarios that you're dealing with while you're on the inside. It's short-circuited, in just one little scene. It's hard, but hearing y'all do it, man, was great, and y'all really captured it. I don't know, like, I just feel like you just was born over here. Your sophistication, the way
everyone else has their names in the program somewhere. So I'd like to give a second for all the performers to please say your name. If you want to give a quick blurb about how you ended up here, you can. You don't have to. But just share a little bit about yourself to the audience, and then we'll open it up for any questions from the audience as well. Let me start down there with you, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa Biggs. I'm originally from the south side of Chicago. I'm a professor at Brown now, and but I got to Still Point through my dissertation process at Northwestern. Lisa let me accompany a facilitator to the Lake County Women's Jail theater program for almost 2 years. So it became part of my dissertation, and then other projects.
Hello everyone, my name is Terrion Collins. I am an actor and all-around artist. I am a member of Theater Y. Just through Theater Y alone, my experience has been a wildfire of connections and just connecting and seeing what's going on. So to be a part of this big story is pretty cool to me. Outside of acting, I knit crochet. I love painting and stuff. So when I say I'm everywhere, I'm everywhere. Yes.
Carry on makes fire clothes. That's all I gotta say about that. Frederick?
Hi guys, my name is Frederick Paul Williams. I'm a grateful, discovering actor. I got here, actually met Kevin. We were doing some work in Northwestern last spring. And we're also working together right now. If he asked me yesterday, I'm glad he did it. It's powerful work, Brian. I appreciate your efforts, and especially your passion about it, because then you're able to. You already speak technical about it, playwriting and everything, so you did get it in there. And I do have first-hand experience with bullpens, and so just life period. I'm 57, so I'm grateful that I'm able to put my life experiences and things that, I've been in the bullpen. I've also been at Bradley on academic scholarship, from the Marine Corps. I can go on and on, but that's the beautiful part about acting, and that you get to pour that into particular situations. And this, picking it up, I just picked it up an hour ago, and man, I was able to pour right into that. I empathize with it. I see it. I feel it. It's visceral. I think the most powerful line of the play was when Levy said a little comment talking about, I think it was Smith Mom asked him about, he said about his little brother or something. He was like, not yet, his son.
Yeah. So what you know about my son? Nothing yet.
That's the most poignant part of the play. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Devon Lumen. I'm from Pittsburgh. I moved here in 2020 for acting at the theater school. Just graduated recently. What was I say? Oh, I met Kevin. We met. Well, actually, I was recommended through my instructor who came to see your show at Northwestern. Chris Anthony.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so recommended me, and then we did work at Edgewater Theater.
Black in the Torn Festival, yeah.
Yeah, we did that, and then you had me here recently to do another play, which was great.
My Problem with the World Is Me by Derek.
Yeah, and that one was great too. I mean, I just want to say that this has been a great experience because it's interesting. I was given this character because Jabril has been through so much, and yet he maintains this belief, but also he's also a voice in a way that he doesn't even believe that he can be. And so for me, I grew up with Jehovah's Witness, so I was a minister at one point in my 20s, and then they kind of ruined my family's life, so I had to start over, and no identity, nothing. And so I knew what it was like to just be lost, and to suffer in a lot of ways that I'm still healing from today. But no matter what, I never lost my voice, you know. And what I love about Jabril is he never lost his. And you know, the writing was so beautiful because I mean, I was like, I was just caught up in it emotionally. Because I mean, personally, I've been through something, so I know I've been in jail for like 2 weeks at one point in my life, and a lot of people don't know that, but I'm sharing it now. And so, like, just those 2 weeks, what it felt like, and looking through this like really small hole, like small window that was you could barely see through it, but I could see like a car driving by, and then like there was a basketball court in this county jail, and when I played basketball, someone did graffiti like directly out the window across on this bridge that said like "Stay strong," and I just broke down because I was in there due to some things I went through like religiously, and so it was like I was like, I just know I'm gonna get out of here, and I mean even just talking in the beginning, like you know having a visitation, like having my mother like visit me and talk to me through the glass, like and me just being cool, like how you doing? I'm like I'm good, mom, like I'm good, and she's like. And we talked later, she's like, Devon, I had no idea, like, you were just, like, suffering in there. And I was like, my cellie was great. I had honestly good memories there, too. But it was just wild that I ended up getting this. And I really connected with Jabril. Wasn't in there as long as he was. But I just got a sense of what that feeling is. And it's crazy. Like, no one should be incarcerated. No one should be in 4 fucking walls. Just that feeling, the way they treat you when like you're butt ass naked and they're like, hey, they're checking you and like they put the clothes on you and shit, put this wristband on you, and like you just feel like an animal, honestly, and like it's really crazy because there were people in there that I met who were like, man, what you doing here? And people knew my uncles, like, and the people, I was, one point before I got out, they were like, yo, that's my cousin, that's my aunt, that's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this doesn't, like, we shouldn't even be in here. Like, and the people that I met were wonderful people. And like, so like, towards the end, like, I was just breaking down, but not breaking down in a bad way. I was just like, really connecting with him because I really, you know, God was talking to me 24/7 when I was in there. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part. You ain't got nowhere to go, God's right there. You know, there's really no like, and I had some crazy visions and stuff, and you know, once I had gotten out, actually one thing I will say that I hate too about the system is when I went to my preliminary hearing, it's just like right before I was getting out, everybody's like, "Oh, you're getting out. You got your street clothes on. You're good now. You're getting out." They put these really heavy chains on me, and they were around my ankles, and they went like up to my wrists. And there was a chain around my waist. Yeah, I was like this, and there was a chain around my waist, and then I had an anklet that was connected up here, and I mean, the chains coming on you can destroy you.
Like a wild dog.
Like a wild dog. And then at some point I was getting out, one of my family members who was a Jehovah's Witness, she was trying to give them reason to keep me in there, my grandmother. And like, my public defender was like, yeah, so there's someone out there who's claiming to be your grandmother who telling us to keep you in here because they don't know where your family is, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you left the religious cult. It was like, shit, I can't even break down to you. And I said, I don't know what's going on with her. I just want to get out of here so I can start my life over. And so after that, I was just being homeless and recovering from that. And so like, I really appreciate being part of this. You know, I have my never else been able to share that here. But like, that's the power of the work y'all put together. You know, I would not go talk to nobody about that. You know what I mean? But like, y'all gave me the courage to be able to openly talk about something like that. So I really, really appreciate y'all and thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing, brother. Yeah.
My name is Darius Franklin. Good company calls me DF, like dog food. Or But while incarcerated, I was a co-founder of the Dixon Theater Workshop, what we now call the Mud Theater Project. And when we did it, I was introduced to theater from another lens, because I never really looked into theater, honestly, none of my life until that point when Brian came up with the idea. And just seeing the power of what you can do with theater, how you can convey messages and actually become humanized in the eye of those who may view you as an animal, I felt was very, very powerful. So, Steel Point had did us a very solid favor of doing a play read for one of our plays while we were incarcerated, and we built that bond with Steel Point ever since. So it's a dream come true to be out here in this world and still continuing to build on that relationship, and this is a byproduct of it. So I continue to many more.
My name is Toussaint James. I'm also a co-founder of Dixon Performing Arts. That's surreal, man, because, you know, I gave 26 years to the system. And, you know, and in that, you tend to look out. You know, you look out for people who you might, you know. I remember when I met Brian Beals. You know, he was real, like a real big name in Stateville for, you know, being an editor up to the newspaper, putting Stateville speaks. He was being, he was his brain. He was his brain. And I ain't gonna get emotional because I'm a crybaby of the group.
Get emotional. We'll cry with you.
Don't encourage it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But
It's a safe space.
it was often I tell them the story. It was this book called American Pharaoh about Richard Day, and about how his coming to rise of power. But you understand these systematic levels of infrastructure that kind of impact minorities within the city. And he gave me that book, and then I read that book. I read it like a 1,000-page book, and then he gave me a book about theater. You know what I'm saying? And then it was, we shared this exchange. It's this thing that you do while you're incarcerated. It's like you walk through your heart, you know, and a lot, if you go into the indigenous terms, it's like the walkabout, when you're going out. And it was a transferable of knowledge and energy. And our friendship, it started in Galesburg, or started by me just hearing about him in Stateville, this mythical character. And it kind of just got reaffirmed in Galesburg, and then by the time we made it Dixon. I remember Jabril change. I remember us in library, him being the driving force like he was for the war, in the program which we had while incarcerated. And he was dead on set about finishing this work. You know, Musa went home when he did the initial rap. He was the initial person that put the rap in for us to do the 10 pages. I remember him watching him. He was just diligent. You know, he came with the script. You know, he asked us our input like he always did. And that allowed me on this moment. This was the story.
One more game, you said the last couple of times.
This was his story.
Mm-hmm.
It never dawned on me like, damn. Like a kid being locked up for something he didn't do. Took it at the age of 23. Gone for 35 years. That he was so dedicated to this story. And like I said, we went through so many things, COVID, you know, like we didn't even change as artists. And he came back to that. It never dawned on me to this moment. I read it, it's like, man, this bro story.
He never presented it that way.
He never presented it that way. Y'all understand the type of metal this man is the type of metal this man had. You know what I mean? Like until I see him on CNN, I didn't understand the magnitude of myself. He was just a tutor, a mentor to me for years. You know, like a brother, like a big brother, and do it all that time. Like I was alienated onto myself, but because I was always looking for something bigger, and he was always the man person to provide me a broader perspective so I can aid to my growth. And it's like, y'all understand, like these are my brothers, these are my family, this is my Syracuse family, and I found in the place where we are told every day that we are nothing. you know, like by the term and how they use us, but we forged light together. You know, we came together and we had each other. And to see us on this side of the equation, man, it's still unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? So I, two son names, oh man, I'm gonna be bud till I die. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for this moment. I'm thankful for Steel Point. I'm thankful for my bro being a catalyst and have four of us together, four of us studios together, man. And like yo, this is wonderful because it's like I said, man, I'm going back that memory time when it was only four of us in that library. You know what I'm saying? like he like, man, we gotta do this, we gotta do that.
Y'all rejected my first thing.
Yeah. Those two sons, he's like the sailors. Y'all ain't know the Haitians. He would just cut all the heads off. Cut all the heads, all of them down. All of them. Yeah, so that's my story. You know what I'm saying? I'm done.
My name is Yoel Davis, poet, playwright, cook.
Hell of a cook. Best cook in every penitentiary we've been in, by the way. He's always a good cook in that kitchen.
Inspired doctor.
A strong beard manicure, man.
I've been home, I did 34 years, been home a year. I don't have those memories of Brian, he's a book. I'll be honest, I met Brian, I entered Illinois Department of Corrections in October 1992. And that's when I met Brian. I shared some of my writings with him, my poetry, my essays. He asked me, did I have my GED? I said, no, I never thought about pursuing it. He talked to a guy named Michael Boney, told him that let him take it, this guy's smart, man, let him take the GED right now, I'm telling you, you're gonna pass it. I took it, I passed it. Held on to the GED for 30 years because a little bit after I got the GED, they took the Pell Grants out of the prisons. So 30 years passed, did another essay, got an interview and got admitted into the Northwestern Prison Education Program. I've been just studying. It was something that I wanted to say in regards to just trekking through prison. One of the ways that I was able to just get through it was just reading. Reading, writing, and that allowed you to hold on to your sanity. Because when you be immersed in the book, you're not involved in all the other stuff that's going on around you. So you write about it. But the difference now is you got to write about something different. Because we're not going through. It's a little challenging. But it's an endeavor that you look forward to. When I met these guys in 2019, they came up with a suggestion that we do perform for Black History that hasn't seen him yet, he's an exceptional actor. Exceptional. And that's when I met him. And they called me in to be the musical director. And as Brian said earlier, it's difficult getting these guys just been defiant all their lives come together and put together a performance. It's hard, but I'm just as stubborn as they are. and I ain't play that stuff. You know, this is how we're gonna do it. The pastors say no, the chaplain say no cursing, we ain't cursing. They say we got this much time, that's what we're gonna stick to. And as Brian said earlier, we did such an excellent job without having any training that they called for an encore.
Yeah.
They said we got to see that again. So for those that didn't know it, they started to see themselves in a different light. They started to see potential that they didn't even know existed. And you had Brian and I for that moment to just nurture it, to just bring it out so that everybody can see it. Now, right after the performance, I transferred. And they came with the Mud Theater Project. But the part that I was just overjoyed to hear that they didn't stop. They didn't stop. And now here we are. We out. We continue to do it. Wherever they call us to be, we're there to perform. We're going to write it up. We're going to perform. We're going to share our stories. The stories about our journey through there, as well as our transition as we re-enter society. We're going to write about it. And that, in and of itself, makes our story unique because we've seen the whole spectrum. We've seen it. That's it. That's all I got.
We have time for one quick question, if there's anyone that has a burning question they want to throw out. It doesn't seem like it. So at that point, oh wait, we do have one. We have one.
Yeah, one.
Please.
When I get my mother to t-shirt.
That's my lifelong friend, Ronnie Allen. We grew up together in Inglewood and chronicled our story. Created websites for us before we even knew what websites were, to put the information about the Dixon Performing Arts. So I got your shirt at home, bro.
Whew, this has been a whirlwind of a day. Thank you all so much for taking the time to come out here. The last thing on our menu is a closing meditation. It's just some wrap-up thoughts. If you'd like to stick around for that, we'll give you a few minutes. If you'd like to talk with anyone that from Mud Theater Project before we do the meditation, you'll have a quick 2 to 3 minutes. And if you'd like to stay for the meditation, just join us on stage. It's not going to be super long. We gotta get out of here by 9:45. So if you'd like to stay, please join us on stage. If you have to head out, no worries.